Hi everyone, it's Shannon and welcome to today's video. So very excited because we're going to be testing out some new products today from Ciele. I love Ciele's cosmetics. I've talked about them before. Their brand is basically, makeup meets sun care or sun protection, and all their products have like some sort of SPF, and it's also developed by a makeup artist. So, and they've also been kind of releasing products, one at a time, and very concise and well thought out. So today I'm going to be talking about their new concealer. I was very fortunate to receive this in PR. I received 2 shades plus their new concealer brush. So I did receive that, but I actually received these last week, and I had meant to do a video. I filmed some kind of pre-work and I did a wear test, but then I never got around to filming the video. So I did bring these on vacation. We just did like a little Labor Day weekend trip to the theme parks in Orlando, and I gave these a real run for their money. Totally, full-blown wear test in the hot, humid Florida sun, and all I can say is I'm amazed. And then there is another product from Ciele that I got probably maybe a month or 2 ago, and it's just been sitting here. I just haven't had a chance to review, and it is the bronzing concentrate. So it comes in only 2 shades. It comes in bronze 1 and bronze 2. I have the shade bronze 1. Now bronze 1 is sold out on their website, but it is available on Sephora. So I am going to be trying this out. Now this is something I have not tried out yet. I'm not a big liquid bronzer type person. I have their bronzing sculpting stick, which I absolutely love, but I have not tried this. This is more of a bronzing, like liquid drops, and I just haven't done that type of product very often. So I'm really excited to try this. Now I have watched Nikki, the owner and founder, her tutorials, and it seems very easy to use. I also have the Bronze Glow brush. So we'll be trying this out at the end as well. Okay, so first let's talk about the concealer. This is the Ciele Conceal and Protect SPF 50+. It is a mineral SPF 50+ concealer that conceals blemishes, sunspots, and hyperpigmentation, and it's going to run $36, or run $36. There are 20 shades, so I will say it is definitely a buildable to full coverage, but I would say it's probably very full coverage, but in a good way. It's actually pretty, I guess you could say thick in a way too, but very easily blendable and just looks very natural. So I have 2 shades. I have the shades 3P and 6P. So on the Ciele website or on Sephora, if you have their Tint and Protect, there is kind of a graph, and it shows you like if you're this, then you can pick these 2 shades. So that's what I did. I have 4 medium light. That is my good shade. That is when I have some sort of tan. I could also use the light when I have no spray tan, which is like now. So I picked, they allowed me to pick 2 shades. So I picked the 2 shades that had peach in it because I do have some dark circles. So I wanted to be able to get a concealer that had some peach in it to kind of conceal the dark circles. So I picked 3P, which goes with the 3 light Tint and Protect, and then I picked 6P, which goes with the light medium Tint and Protect. So here is, now the only thing that I will say I don't like about this is that I can't read the bottom. I can't read it at all. Like I have to look at these. It's white on like flesh tone. I can read the black, but I can't read the white. So I just have to look at them, and I can tell that this one is the lighter one. So I know this one is 3P, but man, I cannot read that. So I have my magnifying glass somewhere, but I don't have it here. So this is what it is, a doe foot applicator. And you can kind of see it is pretty thick. That is the 3P, but it blends out really nicely. Now the 3P as a full-blown concealer, I think it's just, so you can see it blends out beautifully, is a little light for me. I prefer the 6P just because I feel like sometimes if you can go too light, it can age you. But what I can do is with the 3P is I can kind of highlight a couple areas. So I'll do the 6P, and then go in and then kind of emphasize or brighten a little bit with the 3P. So I'm definitely going to be able to use them, but I would say just test it out. But the 6P definitely works better for me for my under eyes, in my opinion. And like I said, they did send me the brush. Now, I am not a big concealer brush person. I like my little e.l.f. camo sponge, but this is the brush. So it's not a typical concealer brush. So I actually would like this for spot concealing, because I do like it for spot concealing, and I probably will try and use that. I have a little spot here, but it's almost gone. It's really great. Now this is a little burn because I burnt myself with a straight iron over the weekend, but it's fine. But this for under the eyes, I'm not a big fan. I definitely prefer the sponge or even my finger. It went really, really on well with my finger. But I do like this if you need to spot conceal. So what I'm gonna do now is I am going to put the 3 on one side and the 6 on the other, just so that you can see a side-by-side comparison. Then I am gonna go back in and just kind of even them out and make it just so that it's the same. And then we'll go from there. But I just wanted to show you the kind of comparison between the 3P and the 6P on my actual face. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put 3P on this side here. And what I just do is I put a little bit here and a little bit on the inside, and then a little bit on the outside, and then I blend it out. And I'm gonna go in with my, well actually let me do it with my finger first. So I'm gonna go in with my fingers just so you can see how easily it blends out with my finger. So that's usually what I do, and I just blend it out, and you can see it just blends out really, really nicely. Now, like I said, I did wear this over the weekend and several days. I did do a wear test last week, but I'm just really amazed with this concealer. Okay, so here is the 3P, and you can see compared to nothing. So that's the 3P and that's the nothing. And I'll try and go up close. Really just impressed with the coverage and just the ease. Now again, does it crease? Yes, but all concealers crease on me. I'm 48 years old. I have wrinkles, I have lines, but we'll talk about the wear test in a second. But it is, you know, very minimal creasing. And the most important thing to me is that I didn't feel like it aged me. A lot of concealers do tend to age me. This one does not. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with the 6P, and really quick, here is a side-by-side comparison in the sunlight, just with the two colors so you can see the difference. And then here is just me blending it out on this side. Okay, so here is the 6P, and you can see here. So I just felt like this one is just, I don't know, I felt like it just didn't, I just felt it looked better, to be honest. I can use the 3P to brighten, definitely, but I would probably use it in conjunction with the 6P, or maybe to highlight other parts of my face. But so this is the 3 and this is the 6, and that is the comparison of the two. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to go ahead and just even this out and then do the rest of my face except the bronzer, and then come back, we'll do the bronzer, we'll talk about the concealer, and then I will talk about my wear test. Okay, so I am back. I put a little bit of makeup on, no blush or bronzer, obviously, but now let's talk about the Bronze and Protect. So this is a mineral SPF 50 plus bronzing drop concentrate that can be mixed into skincare foundation or used to add definition and warmth. What I'm going to do today is use it as definition and warmth. Now, I was watching some tutorials online, and a lot of people were using it like with a drop with moisturizer, and it looked really, really pretty. So maybe I'll try and do that with like a short. If I do, I will post it up here, and then I'll post obviously any links I will post down below. So this only comes in 2 shades. It's basically bronze 1 and bronze 2. Bronze 1 is for like light to medium, and then 2 is for darker skin tones. And then what I did see also online was that some darker skin tones use this to actually kind of do like a glow, like a highlight almost. So this is it's actually a really pretty color, really, really pretty. So it's very, very concentrated. So, but it blends out really, really nicely. And then I do have the brush that comes in. It's the Bronze and Glow brush. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it on my hand because I already have it here, and then I'm going to apply it like that. and just see how I like it that way. So, and since I have it on my hand, I'm just gonna compare it to the Sculpt and Protect. This is the Bronze and Glow, and this is the Sculpt and Protect, and I have the shade 2 medium. So you can see, you know, kind of one is obviously, one's liquid and one is a cream, and then the color shade is obviously very different as well. This is more of a neutral, and this is more of a true like bronze, even though it's the Sculpt, but that's like kind of the difference. So there's two very, very different products. You can use them the same way, like to sculpt your face, but then you obviously have a lot of uses with this one. So let's try this out. Okay, so I put a little drops on my hand, and then I'm just gonna go and put it kind of like the bronze, and ooh, this is really pretty. And it's blending out really nicely. So, and the good thing is that you can go over, if you put too much, you can just use your foundation sponge and just kind of pat over it to blend it out. But you can definitely kind of just blend it out like this to get a nice airbrushed bronzing finish. I'm also going to do a little bit on the nose, just to kind of see. Probably did a little too much here, but again, you can just tap it out. Okay, so here's a side-by-side comparison. I did it on this side, and this side is without. So I really like it. Very, very easy to use. And again, I am not a liquid bronzer type person, but I thought it went on really, really nicely. And I'm really curious to kind of use this to mix in with like a moisturizer and kind of get that glow. So that's something I'm really kind of curious. So I really like this. I see why this sold out. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other half of my face and then do some blush and then come back and give you my final thoughts on this and the concealer. Okay, so I am back. I did just go ahead and use a little bit of powder and put on a little bit of powder blush. That was it. So first, let's talk about the bronzing drops. So again, this is the Bronze and Protect SPF 50. I really like these. I am not a bronzing drop girl. The one I recently did was the Cali Ray. I ended up giving it to someone because I just didn't see myself using it, and I didn't not like it, but I also didn't use it. I kind of used it more as like a primer and an all over face thing, and that was kind of this. I can see myself, it's got to concentrate, but I don't know, there's something about the shade that I think is absolutely stunning, and it also has an SPF. So if I mix this in with, you know, my moisturizer, my magic cream, or one of the things I like is I have a Supergoop and a LMS SPF moisturizer. So mixing like a drop or two of this, I could imagine like it just giving me a really gorgeous everyday glow. But even just using it as an actual bronzer was very, very easy, took so little. The only thing I would say that's probably downside of this is that this is probably not really travel friendly. Now this is travel friendly, but I think I probably needed the lighter shade for this one. This one I think is a little dark for me. I did bring this one on vacation, and there was a couple of times in videos I saw a little streaky, and that was also my fault. But I thought this one was really easy to blend and it's beautiful. So first impressions are, I think it's fantastic. I'm really eager to use it. And for someone who doesn't really like bronzing drops, this is the first one that I'm very, very excited to try. Okay, so now let's talk about the concealer, because the concealer is amazing and I am so impressed. So what I'm going to show you right now is, here is a little video of me on Sunday evening. This is about 7:20 in the evening, and I put on my makeup at 10 a.m. So here you go. Okay, so this is my makeup. It is 7:20. I put this on at 10 a.m. and while I did touch up my lipsticks, I didn't touch up my cheeks or my under eye, which is the Ciele concealer. So, and my mascara, like I actually didn't touch up anything. I put a little powder in my T-zone, but that was it. So obviously there I was referencing the Cali Ray blush, which is amazing. And when I tell you that that stuff doesn't budge, it doesn't budge. But that particular day, there was a torrential downpour at the parks. And I mean, we got soaked, we got ponchos, but I mean, we had to walk back because our hotel was on property, and they have boats there and it's about a mile walk. But the boats were closed because it was a thunderstorm. So we had to walk back in the rain, and I had my poncho over, but I was so impressed with not only just my concealer, but also with the blush, like I mentioned. Okay, and here is my makeup the next day. I did it before, and this is my makeup at around 9 a.m. My full makeup, just kind of showing you what my makeup looks like. And then here is my makeup at 5 p.m. This is just before we got on the road. Again, we had been in the theme park all day long, and now I have creases. You'll see I do get creases. I'm 48 years old. But I was just amazed. It didn't age me. It looked good. It held on, and where it wore naturally. I didn't like touch up my makeup, but the only thing I may have done was put like some lip oil on, but really, really impressed. So I will say while this is a first impression of the bronzing drops, this is not a first impression, because I wore this and I did test it last week. I just never got a chance to film, so I did a whole weird test. But I think like being in a theme park in the thunderstorm, in a rain, in the hot, humid Florida sun, this stuff is amazing. So this is $36. So it is a somewhat pricey concealer, but I think it's really worth it. Plus having the SPF, I think it's just such an added benefit. But this is one of my favorite concealers right now. And if I'm going to be going outside and I need something to really, really last, this is the concealer I'm going to be reaching for. So once again, I am such a huge fan of Ciele Cosmetics. I think everything that they've come out with is fantastic, and I feel like they've come out with a product at a time. They had a couple products at first. I still only have one of their liquid blushes, but I'm really hoping to pick up more. They have 6. I just love it. The skin tint is fantastic. Now the skin tint is something I wear more on like when I'm on a cruise or like something like kind of a beach day, stuff like that. But I'm also, thinking about how this would look with the skin tint. I think that's gonna look really pretty as well. So maybe I'll try and do a short with just kind of doing Ciele Cosmetics and stuff, but huge fan of the brand. But by far, I love the powder too. The powder is great because the powder is an added SPF. It's the powder I take with me on vacation. But this concealer, man, this concealer is one of the best I've ever tried, especially for the women that are, in their, mid upper 40s, more mature skin. I think it's fantastic. So with that, if you like this video, click like, click and subscribe. That way you get a notification every time I post a new video. Bye everyone.